Hello and welcome back to Sigh of the Abyss. We left off last time with the Queen's Dance, or rather we fled the Queen's Dance for a moment to look for the springs, I think, which might be the last bit of fun we have before the grand finale. Maybe? I guess we'll find out. The crisp air of the forest manages to steal a smile from you. The gardens of the villa are mostly empty, save for the carriages waiting by the main gates.
Are you really going to brave the woods in that gown?
I mean, the colors match. And with these shoes, yes.
Do lean on me. I'll make sure to catch you before you fall.
He makes it sound tempting. You collect your skirts in your hands and head to the untamed trees that gordon the villa. What happens if we don't find the springs?
We just need to keep our ears open for sounds of water, splashing, gurgling, flowing.
The stone slab under your heels turns into a carpet of dead leaves covering the ground. Are you feeling a bit better, or you're not usually overwhelmed by crowds? Are you feeling a bit better?
Yes, now that I'm away from that poisoned amalgam of cruelty and perversion.
He shudders.
I have encountered rotten people before. I know how to deal with them, but that was a fatal dose.
He's so dramatic, but getting his flare back means he is feeling better. You look alive to me.
I'm not, and neither are you. You know one good thing to come out of it.
He stops in his tracks.
We can still ourselves so that we make no sound, none at all. Try it.
Unbound by mortal limitations, you can embrace stillness, cease breathing, and listen. The forest is alive. Overhead, the birds sing to each other in a choppy chorus of chirps and trills. The canopy sways in a song of its own, verdant and rustling. The quick, nervous scuttling of a critter makes a leaf fall, and you hear it gently twirling in the air before it lands on your head. Alfion collects it with a smile.
This is also music.
Are you feeling inspired? Thank you for making me hear it. I don't hear any water in it. I prefer your own. Thank you for making me hear it. His smile is tender, like a flower in bloom. You resume walking, carefully avoiding rocks and high arched roots to the best of your abilities. Alfion, who usually defeats silence with his boisterous voice, seems to prefer the forest song to his own. I can understand that. Forests are very calming to me, until I see the first spider. You're quiet. He smiles softly. The tenderness behind the curve of his lips makes your heart ache sweetly.
I'm wondering why I have never visited this wonderful place before.
It's off limits for everyone who's not a noble.
Ah, of course. Why share this gift with everyone when it can be denied instead?
Every breath you take fills your lungs with crispy, fresh air. Dead leaves crunch under your heels, and they almost cover the distant sound of water. Did you hear that? Once you stop, the swooshing becomes clearer. Alfion's radiant smile is electrifying.
See, I told you we'd find it.
The closer you get to the water, the more verdant the forest becomes. The spring is surrounded by reeds that gently bow down to touch the surface. His hands reach for his collar, then something shifts in his face. His fingers flow away from him to idly brush your neck.
Will you let me undress you?
Interesting. Yes, or what happened to holding onto your chastity? Well, are we going to discuss this or no? Yeah. Let's be a little playful here, yeah? What happened to holding onto your chastity?
My good intentions might be faltering in a moment of weakness.
One you need if you want to free yourself from the dress. It was designed to be removed by handmaidens, not the wearer. Alfion leaves a breathy kiss on your forehead and begins removing the pins that keep your headpiece in place. String by string, he undoes every tie until he can uncrown you slowly, savoring the way your hair cascades down your shoulders.
To think that you chose me to gift this moment to.
He hides his face in your neck, and his breath tickles your skin. His lips brush against your cheek, and he removes your earrings on his first try. He must have plenty of experience doing it. Now, I can't help but remember that we just got those pierced this morning, so that would hurt. But okay, I guess we're built different anyway.
Yes, plenty of it. Just to have it be perfect with you.
His eyes locked with yours, he walks around you until he faces your back.
You're not letting me touch you.
Do you want to?
Does he even have to ask? Of course you do. You want to rip his clothes off, you want to undress him like he's undressing you. Yeah, let's savor the moment. You want to undress him like he's undressing you.
I don't think my poor heart could take it. I'd be hopelessly yours after a single caress.
He parts your hair on your nape and makes it fall forward, playing with the curls around his fingers. His touch sets your skin alight with desire.
I'm being selfish, perhaps. Not letting you do the same.
His hands fan over your shoulders and reach the back of your dress. This is the best sort of torture, or it's unfair. Both good responses. I'm gonna stay positive, so to say. This is the best sort of torture.
The sweetest kind, certainly. One I'd be happy to prolong.
With nimble fingers, he releases the knot that keeps the back lace of the dress taut. You hold your breath, waiting for more. He peppers your hair with kisses, too taken by the lacing to do anything more. When the corsetry is finally loose, he pulls the sleeves down your shoulders, inhaling the scent of your skin.
How exceptionally restrained of you.
Is that your permission to reach for your bosom?
I'm surprised you haven't already, or no, merely an observation. I love the dynamics. I mean, he has been holding back a great lot, but I'm surprised you haven't already. He pulls your dress down and lunges for your breasts. The hum that leaves him is deep and appreciative, and between his warmth and enthusiasm, you're swept away in the moment.
I really should not do this.
And why not?
I'm allowing myself to falter, not fall, and this is dangerously close.
He presses himself briefly against you, and you can feel his desire. Is he giving you a challenge?
No, please. It's one I will lose.
One last appreciative squeeze later, and he steps away from you.
You can do the rest, right? I will join you in the springs. Just give me a moment.
You want to ask what he's going to do, but hesitate, which only confirms your suspicions. You release the breath you were holding. Now that Alfion's spell has been broken, you return to the forest that surrounds you, to the water gurgling among the chirps and whirs. With a sigh, you fold your dress and take your first step into the water. It's freezing. Exactly what you need to cool off after burning for Alfion. Oop. Okay, I was wondering before if we are looking for actual hot springs, but no, it was just springs. Hello. He joins you some minutes later, covering himself up until the water can do it for him.
I hope you didn't miss me too much.
The leg he bends for modesty is statuesque like the rest of his body. His broad shoulders wreathe an equally broad chest, and his muscles seem sculpted by the heavens themselves.
Mesmerized?
Enticed, spellbound, the list goes on. How could I not be? Wanting. Not. Enticed, spellbound, the list.
Enticed, spellbound, the list goes on.
There's no bashfulness in his chuckle. He enjoys being desired.
I have to say, the freezing water is doing wonders for my desire.
It's your turn to smile. The water glistens on his tanned skin, taut and flawless.
I cannot hide anything from you, bare as I am. Why? Why am I still doing it then?
You are?
With downcast eyes, he forces himself to smile.
You deserve to know the sort of man I am. Awful. Truly. I'm irresponsible, cowardly, and vain. For the longest time, I used bedfellows to distract myself from regret. It used to consume me, before I knew of your heart.
And what is it that you used to regret?
Accepting the abyss's bargain.
Becoming leash to the will of the abyss is in immortality. Do you still regret it now, or without it you wouldn't have met me? Ooh. Interesting. You wouldn't have met me is a good point, but I cannot help but second guess the thing about, like, is that us choosing in favor of the abyss? So I think most important is, do you still regret it now?
No. Had I refused the abyss, I'd be dead, and I would never have met you.
Don't say that, Alfyon.
It's true. I embraced it under duress.
You want to ask him about it, but can't. He doesn't want to unearth those memories.
For the longest time, I wished I had refused it and become mortal again. That's why I cannot bear to be closer to you. If I were you...
If he were you, he would refuse the yoke of the abyss and become mortal. So it is still possible, is it? I was wondering about this, like I tried to go back to that scene where I thought he was talking about mortality, but it was more that he was envious of mortals. I couldn't quite find that if they ever talked about the possibility of becoming mortal. But then that sounds like really only we have the possibility still and he doesn't. That makes things complicated. I will not become mortal, Alfyon, or thank you for telling me. I mean, that's the thing. So far, I have been kind of in favor of the becoming mortal thing. But yeah, if that is really gonna stand between us, then, like, understandably, if he cannot be, so... Man. But then what? This is the problem. I don't know what our options are. If it's completely black or white and we can only enforce what the abyss wants or become mortal and nothing in between, then that's an issue. Because I feel like in terms of him, the better, like, quote-unquote better choice here would be I will not become mortal to, you know, wow, words, to reassure him that. Can we promise that? Like, if I promise that now, I really cannot make any choice to become mortal later. That's the thing. Then I'm locking myself into that choice. Maybe that would be a good thing because of my indecisiveness, but you know. Do we then have to follow what the Abyss says? This is tough. I'm sorry it's taking me so long. Like, you tell me what you would have chosen. But I do want us to have Avian, so I guess I cannot choose to be mortal either way, right? Well. Let's try. I will not become mortal, Alphion.
I know. And yet, I guess you need to add something else to my long list of flaws. The inability to lower my defense, even when it's detrimental to me.
About that,
He said he was vain, irresponsible, and cowardly. You can hardly argue with his assessment of character, but there is so much he doesn't see.
you listed your flaws, but you're overlooking your virtues.
You're a gentle, kind man, you have a strong sense of what's right or wrong, you are a joy to be around. All three, all three. I'm going with the first. You are a gentle, kind man.
I love how tender you are, how sweet. And you're not afraid to show it. It'd be so easy for someone with your talents to turn into a manipulative tyrant. But I know you never will. Because you care about other people. You don't want to do wrong by them.
He's fighting back tears.
You are warm and sweet and joyous. Why can you not see it?
You cup his face and pull him into a kiss.
Maybe I'm not that terrible after all. But you didn't deny my flaws.
You squish his cheeks.
I would not dare disagree with you.
Ha!
You kiss him again.
I wonder how future me will be. Brave, responsible,
And still vain.
yes, I don't think that will ever change.
He leans back, a vision of bronze skin and taut muscles sculpted to otherworldly perfection. A sigh escapes from his pretty lips.
You know what that means, if I answer the call of the Abyss.
It wants you to yoke the entire city.
For all to be a chorus under my lead, yes. Imagine having thousands and thousands of thoughts that don't belong to you flood your mind.
Reminds me of a different franchise, but okay. The darkest hour will shatter the false sun, decimate the tyrants that rule it atop the citadel, massacre those that rule it from the shadows. And you, the Abyss emanations, its envoys, will be the new sovereigns and gods.
One to judge them, one to deliver swift punishment, one to bring comfort.
I'll bring comfort. In which role do you envision me? I'll deliver the punishment. Can I choose? How about I don't? I kind of assumed he already had the roles, the roles laid out here. Like, aren't we supposed to judge? Punishment is Atri and he's comfort? Maybe? In which role do you envision me?
In which role do you envision me?
As the bringer of solace and hope, just as you did with me.
The woods carry to your loud barking and quick hoofs, dampened by a carpet of leaves.
The hunters are coming back already.
Within you, the call of the darkest hour grows darker.
Are we in a rush?
It feels cruel to encourage him to embrace his destiny when you see just how taxing it is for him to hold wickedness within. And what is the Queen's Dance if not a collection of the most decadent vileness? I thought responsibilities were your new favorite thing, or let me handle the nobles and the abyss. Oh, that's mean. Yeah, I don't want to force him, but I could also need some backup. Let's be real. And someone to help me with decision making, maybe. Man, this is mean. Like, I wouldn't necessarily say he's a coward, it just affects him so much he's sensitive. That's the thing, right? So in a way I don't want to subject him to it, but again, I'd rather have this be a team effort. Yeah, let me handle the nobles and the abyss.
You focus on blocking them out.
If only it was possible. But thank you.
You stay at the springs a while longer, soaking and splashing freely. Now unburdened, Alfion's smile is as radiant as it should be. Once your fingertips turn wrinkly, you leave the water to be constricted by your gown once again.
That was lovely. We should come here again.
If we can find the way.
It won't be too...
Suddenly, Alfion's arm jolts in front of you to protect you. His eyes glow with abyssal power as they jump from tree to tree.
Show yourself.
A disembodied voice reaches you from afar, carried by an unnatural breeze.
I have no intention to harm you. I am here to parley.
Hello?
The prodigal one rejects, wrongs, undermines. No more. Envoy of the abyss, voice of its will. The prodigal one shall cower before your frenzied splendor. Harbinger of the darkest hour.
Bathe the city in blood if you must.
To let the passion, the violence, the truth of the abyss be known to all.
The throes of the abyss boom inside your mind before you are pulled out of its darkest spires. To your surprise, you're still standing. Alfion is keeping you upright.
The prodigal one.
There is no one in front of you.
That is what the abyss calls me. Yes.
What? Okay, that I did not expect. What? Great. Yet you hear, unmistakably, Ascanio's voice.
You!
The prodigal one. Oh, the prodigal one. Learn the identity of the prodigal one. Thank you for that achievement. The prodigal one, the ancient envoy that predates Atri, the blasphemer behind the false sun is Ascanio? He's been under your nose the whole time. How could the abyss have never... Have you ever felt the abyss while in his presence? Alfion's voice reaches you from within, soft and full of worry. Are you alright? On the outside, he appears alert and confident, but you know it's a farce. Convey to him that you're fine, or convey to him what the abyss has told you. I mean, I'd like to reassure him, but I think this is more important. Convey to him what the abyss has told you. His lips thin ever so slightly.
Come out of the shadows, you.
And become your puppet. I'll pass. I know what you can do.
You've been watching me. That's not unsettling at all. It's exactly what I'd tell someone the first time I meet them.
You can picture Ascanio rolling his eyes at the theatrics.
Allow me then to be proper and introduce myself.
Ah, yes, please.
Come out of the shadows. Do it in person.
Elfian shows his open palms.
I swear on the lady's name to respect the sacredness of your mind.
He swears on a lie, or Elfian, are you telling the truth? Yeah, that's... I immediately clocked that. Or is that again something like however we perceive it? I think he's lying. But we can question it, right? Elfian, are you telling the truth?
If he behaves.
Fair.
Very well.
Darkness coalesces in the distance, pooling among the fallen leaves to rise in his shape, clad in the fineries of the halls of elevation. His tinted spectacles are gone, and the truth of the abyss manifests itself in his violet eyes, a mirror of yours, of Atreus, of Shirako's.
You are nothing like I imagined you to be.
That is the first thing on Elfion's mind. A scowl darkens Ascanio's features.
I am keenly aware of how disarming I look.
He did manage to fool you.
Oh, certainly.
Mostly because, well, we didn't spend a lot of time with him, and in that time, well, we didn't learn that much about him, but it sounded like he was opposed to the halls? No? Maybe I'm misremembering. But yeah, mostly because he's a potential love interest, so that road must be interesting.
I am Ascanio, warden of the halls of elevation and the keeper of the refrain. To you, I am the prodigal one.
The warden!
Marinette didn't tell you?
You should call Aichi or don't call for her. I mean... Oh, that's an interesting choice. Again, I feel like we can use all the backup we can get. But also, do we want to do the Abyss's thing? Like, does calling her, is that already a choice in making her act and making us act? But I guess she should be in the know, right? Or is she even capable of doing something like she was so beat up last time? I feel like we should have all hands on deck, so yeah, I'll call her. Only if you want this parley to end in a bloodbath, dear. Yeah, that's right, he did say parley. Yeah, no, you're right. You glare at Elfion. He's not hostile. Let's hear him out, I say. Is that what he says? Okay. Your thoughts are in disarray as questions, accusations, observations pile on each other, each more urgent than the other. Now you understand why you were granted shelter at the refrain, so he could keep watch on you. Wow. And what if your exchanges by moonlight, were they not his attempts to... No, he never tried to convince you of anything.
Why are you parleying with us? You must know what the Abyss wants from me. The darkest hour, the undoing of all your work.
So you say. But I have seen what you cherish, what the Abyss calls the false sun. What you truly want is not a massacre, but hope.
The darkest hour is the reason I came to be, or change must happen. I refuse to let things carry on as they are. That's an interesting way to put it. Yeah, change must happen. I refuse to let things carry on as they are. I'm gonna go that route. Like, both things can be interpreted as the same thing, but... yeah.
Must it happen through frenzied violence?
What makes you refuse the abyss, Ascanio?
This is rich, coming from you.
The irony isn't lost on me.
The reason is quite simple. Death engorges the abyss with souls, and each one of them loses their essence and becomes part of the abyss, much like a drop of silver would lose itself in the sea. The innocent soul of a stillborn has the same worth of that as a murderer.
He can barely contain a snarl.
A victim will never escape their violator. They will meet again in the abyss and become one. Doesn't it sicken you?
It certainly gives you pause, or it is how it is. Oof. That's harsh. Yeah, I mean, again, we're not super in favor of the abyss, so I'm not gonna just accept it, and I think this is a decent choice. It certainly gives you pause.
There's no justice under the abyss's tyranny. No heavens reward the virtuous. No eternal punishment awaits the wicked in the hells. Can you imagine what Carolise would have been without the goddess?
Not much different from any other land ruled by envoys, or mortals don't need the full sun to know what's right or wrong. Wait. Not much different from any other land ruled by envoys? We don't know that. Mortals don't need the full sun to know what's right or wrong. Isn't this the same answer? Without the goddess, not much different. Huh? So the envoys instead of the goddess that they have now, right? That's what she means. Mortals don't need the full sun to know it's right or wrong. We don't know what a land is like ruled by envoys, do we? Imagine what Carissa would have been without the goddess. I don't like either of these answers, really. But I don't really want the rule of the envoy answer here, so... I don't need the full sun to know what's right or wrong. I guess?
Would they? Without a guide? Without an example? I don't think so. The abyss slithers in hunger, so the Temple of Dawn establishes soup kitchens. It feeds on the pain of childbirth, so the Temple of the Prime begins cultivating herbs that save mothers. The abyss festers in death, so dusk steals grisly demises and turns them into somber quietness.
It's mortals who act so charitably, so selflessly, all while singing of hope and justice. You have given them hope, you have fed them a lie. No, I've said this several times before by now, like my stance on religion, and as it looks like is the case in the city here, so you have given them hope.
The heavens are a reward, just as the hells are.
I have always found it strange how the goddess is opposite to the abyss in every way, but you created her to be.
We are envoys. Our task has always been that of shepherding mortals, guiding them, making them flourish. But I couldn't do that in the name of the abyss. The mortals were eager to pour faith out of their hearts, and chose the goddess.
His snarl loses its edge, and his confidence shows itself for the farce it is. A deep, ancient sorrow emerges from the abyss within him like an unearthed root.
There was a time when I was blissfully complacent and ignorant of grief. I had a wife and a lovely daughter.
He told you about them.
Tessa, your daughter, and Marla.
A small smile tugs at his lips.
You remembered. You must have thought Tessa died a baby, but no. She was a few days shy of her 23rd summer when...
Even after all this time, his eyes glisten with tears.
She was a brilliant young woman, so much so that she impressed the masters of Oriani, who invited her to study the night sky under their guidance.
The lines of his face are hard, bracing. You know his story has no happy ending.
One day she returned home with a young man.
It's unusual for Alpheon to be so silent. When you look over to him, you notice his clenched jaw, his tense lips. He might have promised Ascanio to respect his thoughts, but he can't help but feel what the other is feeling. Sorrow, hopelessness, fury. Above all, Ascanio is enraged. You place a hand on Alpheon's, and he relishes your grounding touch. Her
beloved told us she was with child, but something was terribly wrong. She was stiff, bleeding heavily, barely able to walk.
The shadows around him stretch like maws to feed off his fury.
It was killing her. And back then there were no herbs that could flush out the child. No way to save her that wouldn't butcher her. My blood was barely enough to sustain her. There was nothing I could do. She passed away in my Marla's arms. And when she did, the shadows that had always accompanied me drowned her in the embrace of the abyss.
His fury burns hot, and his words boil with it.
Imagine seeing the soul of your daughter become a drop in the sea. Imagine seeing wretches and violators flow in the shadows next to her.
Every word of his slams the shadows away, and yet they cling onto him like obscene lovers.
I wouldn't wish this pain upon anybody. Yet it has been mine for more years than I can count.
The abyss loves his suffering, adores his pain, cherishes his rage. It's what has sustained Ascanio for the past centuries, raw and ever burning.
She deserved a place in the sky, among the stars she loved. But the abyss robbed her of that, and took her away to merge with the rabble.
He is left seething, with droplets of blood falling from his hands where his fingernails dug too deep. Alpheon looks down, horrified at his own crimson-stained hands, where he did much the same.
The abyss is violence, hunger, pain, vengeance. But Caro Lise can be different. Is it a crime to nurture hope and wish for peace?
Under the yoke of the abyss, it is.
I have tried to find ways to cut souls from the abyss, but it's been all for naught. For my accursed blood belongs to it too. I cannot make the heavens real, but the ladies could walk among the mortals.
You're not suggesting her, Archery, and I become. You are.
Oh. Oh, so it is an option. Like, I'm also wondering, and so far I've been mostly, like, I'm with him, okay? I think that's been clear that I'm pretty much not so much keen on following the abyss, and I'm with him, but I'm wondering if anyone who did a playthrough until now being on the abyss's side, if they'd be swayed by his story here. But oh, it is an option after all, is it?
3 you are, just like them. Dawn, the Prime, and Dusk. What the abyss wants from you, to be its wielder of the scales and the sword, I want as well, in the name of the goddess.
A true perversion of the abyss plan for you.
You as bright-eyed Dawn, bringer of hope, Atri as the fierce punisher of the Prime, and you, Alpheon as...
Alfion's voice cracks.
You cannot ask that of me.
The two exchange a long, silent look.
I can ask you to consider the possibility to perform the duties of dusk, while not presenting yourself as such. There is no shortage of wizened women who can play the part instead.
Alfion's shoulders relax ever so slightly.
You could lead by example, without the need of your chains. And once you set the city's course anew, the mortals will do the rest, as it is their right to do.
When you close your eyes, your heart throbs with the call of the darkest hour. Underneath that charitable veneer, the mortals crave the frenzied change only you can offer. The darkest hour, a bloodbath of nobles and Laverna, the toppling of the false temples. Or a new dawn as the goddess. Your decision will determine your fate and that of the city. Choose carefully. Thank you for that. Thank you to making it clear, but oh boy. Accept Ascania's proposal or surrender to the Abyss call, unleash the darkest hour. Okay, thank you for spelling it out like that. Not every game does that, so that's very kind, I guess. I don't think it's any surprise on what I will choose here. That's, I think, pretty clear. But I kind of have more questions as to his role, as to anything entailing that, because I think I mentioned that before, but like with the Abyss saying strike down the false sun, etc., like in the same vein we would also punish the nobles and, you know, people in power, not just the goddess. And like that I'm in favor of. So are we keeping the nobles in this scenario? And what of Marane? Like, if he's the warden, like, is it a bad decision in terms of Marane? I feel like someone will have to suffer in whichever decision we make, but I guess. Well, again, I don't think it's a big surprise, but I will accept Ascania's proposal and we'll see how it plays out, and if my indecisiveness in previous decisions will play into this. And also wondering with Alfion, like, are we dooming him? Like, would it be kinder to him to unleash the darkest hour? I don't know. He wasn't in favor of it, so I wouldn't think so, but... Well, anyway, we'll see what happens when we accept his proposal. You refuse the... Well, the dawn will come, promise to become the Lady of Dawn. Was the achievement. You refuse the call of the Abyss, its blood-stained future. A deep sorrow steals your breath away. Oh, also what of Atri? Well, I tried to call her here, so she could have had a say in this as well. Oh well, we made our choice.
Livera?
Alfion recognizes your pain. It's the same one he feels when he invokes her name.
The ladies might not be true, but I have felt their touch in the city. That's because you based them on them, didn't you? On Marla and Tessa.
Now in tears, Ascania nods.
Carolise needs the goddess. I can become her, but Alfion...
The looks he gives you is tender, resolute, and somewhat lost.
As much as I don't like it, and so long as I don't masquerade as Dusk, I could fulfill her duties. Yes.
Verily.
Ascania's frown relaxes, his face radiates incredulous happiness. Then the Abyss crashes down upon you. Of course it does. Didn't expect it not to.
Envoy of the Abyss. It is its voice. You embody its will, its truth. The prodigal one is ruin. The prodigal one is falsehood. The prodigal one feeds them shards of mediocrity.
He returned to the forest, to the chirping of birds and shade of the canopy, clutched in Alfion's arms.
The abyss did not take it well.
He looks as queasy as you do.
Truly, it's a testament to our resolve. There is much we need to discuss once this accursed dance is over.
Which I originally attended to bring forth the darkest hour.
A great sense of loss makes your insides twist. You will never paint yourself red in their blood. You will never tear through them as their servants want. Good, you force yourself to think.
Why not make those pitiful nobles cower in fear of the goddess instead?
Now we're talking, Ascanio. A handsome grin grows on Alfion's face.
The dance is being held on the day she is supposedly the farthest away from the earth. Having her walk among them would certainly chastise them.
Not kill them, no. Gently steer them.
It would begin your rule with one striking first impression.
Then what?
He sounds equally thrilled and afraid. Oh, I'm with you.
Atri still needs to be convinced to join our cause.
Yeah, that's what I said.
She's stubborn like a goat.
That is why I'm leaving the convincing to you. And you'll need to embrace the immortal powers of the abyss, first to then twist them in the goddess's name.
What? Okay. You're keenly aware of it.
Look at you, ordering us around.
What role will you play in all of this?
The same one I've been playing for 5 centuries.
He bows to you both.
I trust I will see you at the dance.
Don't tell me you're leaving us here.
I'd hate to intrude on your time together.
You blink and he's gone.
Oh,
Yeah, same.
I just can't picture him as a parent. He was telling us the truth, mind you. His grief was earnest, and the memories of his wife and child, dulled by centuries, were real. That grief, that rage, their intensity stupefied me.
He raises his hands. The blood there is dried and clumped.
I need to wash them before I ruin my clothes.
You avoid a gnarly root and begin walking. I have the feeling he didn't tell us half the story, or why did he insist on hiding himself for so long? I mean, he needed information to make an informed decision if he could approach us or something. Yeah, I have the feeling he didn't tell us half the story. There, of course not. That he didn't tell us all that much. That was just the gist of it, basically. So.
You'd be correct, but I picked up a detail or two. When he mentioned Atri, for example, he was feeling guilty. I wonder why.
Once you reach the pool, he quickly dips his hands in the water.
All done.
What you said about acting as Dusk, but not masquerading as her.
You see Elfion's lips thin.
I told you, I can change guises.
He gestures at his braided hair, which wasn't as long just a couple of days ago.
That's why Ascanio must have suggested me being Dusk. He knows what I'm capable of.
He stops, and when you turn around, you see the hurt in his face.
But I'm happy with who I am.
His voice breaks your heart. You wrap his arms around him, surprised by the surge of emotions. He's not letting you understand the abyss within him.
I don't wish to be anybody else.
I understand.
He hides his face in your shoulder. You expect it to turn wet, but he is not crying.
You don't have to hold back.
I am hideous when I cry. I refuse to do it.
I mean, fair when we are returning to the people now.
And you call archery stubborn?
Birds chirp merrily around you as the fronds sing their verdant song. Alphion spends a moment more in your arms.
What would I do without you?
He'd still be charming people at the Rose, or do not dare put yourself down like that again. Yeah, do not dare put yourself down like that again.
Yes, miss. Sorry, miss.
A grin grows on his face.
Wait. Otherwise, what will you do?
He feels better already. But how much of it is a farce for you?
I do feel better. Thank you. Why was I so eager to be responsible again?
I don't know. You take your time to return to the party, time you use to come up with a plan to show the nobles what the goddess is really about. Well, I'm curious what that plan is. But yeah, this so far has been going better than expected. That did make it an easy choice with Ascanio. And yeah, especially with the prospect now of still sticking it to the nobles. But okay. The closer you are to the villa, the darker Elfion's mood becomes.
Unbelievable.
His face clouds with disapproval.
Do you know what happens to the leftovers of the party? They are thrown to the dogs.
Well, better than into the trash.
The servants need to sneak in bites before releasing all that good food to the ground. I can feel their shame.
Okay, fair. It shouldn't be shame, it should be rage. Or we are here to put things right for them as well. Both true. But yeah, let's reassure him. We're here to put things right for them as well.
Do you think the nobles will listen?
That's why he's here, right?
I hate forcing myself onto others, but if that's what it takes for them to grow a conscience...
The gnarly roots and patches of moss of the woods make way for even slabs of stones, and the song of the forest is drowned by the instruments of the minstrels. Upon seeing you, one of the Aquila valets opens his mouth, but no sound comes out of it, and Alfion's eyes glow eerily.
Your mask, dear. He recognized you.
Sorry. Yeah, I forgot about that. Only when you conceal your face once again does Alfion's thrall loosen. Pacified, the valet welcomes you inside the villa. Silas and Alest are still in the servants' quarters.
I had almost forgotten about them. Don't give me that look. They're friends to you, but acquaintances to me.
How will they react once you reveal you are the Lady of Dawn? Silas, in a sense, has always wished you were acting on her behalf, even when you showed her the dark powers of the Abyss. But what of Alest?
I have an idea. Why don't we pay them a visit, and tell the servants of the goddess first, before their noble masters?
That makes sense, I guess. It's time someone put them first, or will they even have the time to listen? We'll find out. It's time someone put them first. A happy smile illuminates his handsome face.
That's exactly what I was going for.
He approaches one of the drapes that adorn the wall, only to reveal a smooth surface behind it.
All right, not that one.
How did you even find the passages in the first place?
I sensed people on the walls. What about this one?
You pull a drape away and reveal a curved hall shaped like a doorway. It's so dark in there.
You don't mind going first, right?
The Abyss loathes what you are about to do, yet still loves you. The gifts it has bestowed upon you are still yours, and the darkness reveals its secrets to you. Guided by your nose, you make your way to the kitchens. A less rich dress looks out of place among the pots and pans, chopping boards and plates, but she is not idle and is surprisingly skilled with a whisk. At her feet, Silas is annotating a map of the villa.
How do you want to do this? Do you want to enter as you, or as the Lady of Dawn?
I don't know. I am the friend first and foremost. Introducing myself as a lady will give my words weight. That's interesting. Like, if it was just the randos, sorry, no, just us the servants, I guess the second one would make more sense. But yeah, we're friends. I'm gonna try. I am the friend first and foremost. Enter as you are as a lady. What does that even mean? Will our outside appearance change? But anyway, I'm going with I'm the friend.
And that's why I love you.
Nah. He tucks your hair behind your ear and leaves a kiss on your cheek. You startle some of the servants when you emerge from the passage, but Alesta is quick to reassure them.
She's with me.
Welcome back. I was looking all over for you. Where were you hiding? I found the springs in the forest.
You look back, but Alfian has not come out yet. Perhaps he wants to stay concealed for your grand reveal.
And ruin the hem of your dress. Oh well.
She stops whisking to push the bowl onto the table.
Where's your beloved?
He's been treating you well, right? He is wonderful, Silas. He has helped me realize something you've always been telling me. Something I have been telling you? The goddess works in mysterious ways, doesn't she?
A sudden wind makes the tree outside dance, and the fronds part to flood the room in sunlight. She is not real, and yet that felt like an omen sent by her.
She has blessed me.
The shadows gnaw at you, yet adore you. You are the abyss beloved and beloathed. You cast the darkness aside, banish it to a corner of the room, and in its absence there is only pure light.
What is happening?
Around you, the servants have stopped working. Without shadows, the kitchens look otherworldly in their mundanity. Be not afraid, or behold the miracle of dawn. Be not afraid?
I am not here to hurt you, but to bless you. You, hidden away, burned and mistreated, are not forgotten.
Some of them lower the hands that were covering their eyes to look at you.
The Lady of Dawn has chosen me to speak for her, and has chosen you to be the first to know that through me, she walks among mortals.
The guise of pure light cast on the kitchens is frail like spider silk.
Let me show you.
The shadows you banished simmer like the sea before a storm. You collect them all within, become a vessel for their roiling anger. They love you, they resent you, they obey you. In their eyes, the darkness transfigures you. You are a creature of blood and shadows, of deep darkness and immortal urges. They are filled with fear and wonder, but have nothing to fear. You are the comfort of the womb, the night shared by lovers, the ache of compassion, a well of inexorable feelings that cannot be contained within one heart alone.
What are you?
And where you could be hunger, you are instead satiety. You could be doubt, but choose to be clarity.
I am Dawn, her chosen.
You have been created by the violence and love of 1,000 and more souls, betrayed for the hope of the goddess. You dismiss the shadows, and one of the servants bursts into tears. They drop their tools to gather around you, overwhelmed by a sanctity they cannot contain in their hearts alone. Celeste is the first to trace the symbol of the goddess in the air with a shaky hand. Silas quickly follows, and so do the servants.
You speak the truth. I felt it.
To think that we...
My lady, what are we to do for you?
Okay. Rejoice and be merry. Spread the word of Dawn's miracle once you return to the city. Stop toiling for those that cannot see you as people. I ask nothing of you. Oh, interesting. Those are all pretty good. Also, I think maybe previously I misunderstood Ascanio that we're not supposed to become mortals, but rather walk among the mortals as the god, that, you know. But okay. Rejoice and be merry. Spread the word, I think that would be a good one. Again, these are all good. Stop toiling for those that cannot see you as people. Is a good one. But is that realistic? I guess. But if you really want to stick it to them, then I guess this one's the best one. But I'm also very tempted by I ask nothing of you. Right? Do you want them to rage? Or just I ask nothing of you, which is the most merciful thing to say, really. Like, we're not trying to exploit these people, not really. We just want to bring hope, right? So, yeah, I'm gonna go with that one.
I ask nothing of you. The nobles do enough of that.
There we go. Seeing them filled with joy and hope gives you purpose, but you can't stay too long.
I am to show myself to your masters, and I won't be as kind to them.
Once you manage to wrangle yourself out of the kitchens, you return to the passage to see Alphion waiting for you.
You didn't even need my help.
How did I do? Oh, why didn't you come out? Yeah, why didn't you?
You know what I do best? I steal the show, and I didn't want that to happen.
He hands you back a Dogadi mask.
Are you ready for an encore?
I guess. The stuffiness of the ballroom has taken much of its luster away. Despite that, the dances are still ongoing, kept polite and orderly by the chaperones that line the walls.
Oh, look who's there.
Ascanio is among the crowd, stiff and dour, engaged in conversation with an elderly couple.
His spectacles are gone. I guess he only wore them to fool me. They were tinted.
A clever trick. I always wanted to see how they'd look on me. Maybe I can get his old pair.
He squeezes your hand.
Ready?
As I'll ever be. You make your way through the crowd until you see the smoothened floor where the dances are taking place. Your heart skips a beat and you lower your mask. Alphion's magical silence plunges into the dance hall. The minstrels stop performing, the dancers take an idle stance, and the chaperones stop talking. Pure and perfected, the silence addles the senses so suddenly that you already see nobles panicking. You step out of the crowd, and your heels are the only sound being carried by the air, amplified by the echo of the dance hall. You command their attention with a face most of them recognize. Miss Lagrande terrorized the Queen's dance for over a decade, and here she is again, even in death. Fingers point at you, mouths sputter, but no sound comes out of them.
I am dead, yet I walk among you.
Your voice, the only sound in the dance hall, is carried with clarity to those already transfixed by the miracle in front of their own eyes.
In her mystery, the goddess has chosen this vessel to speak for Dawn.
All around you, the shadows boil with rejection, something they're incapable of feeling. Doesn't the abyss accept all? And so they pervert themselves, losing their own nature. Carelessly needs you all, you have let down the city. That's two sides of the same coin. So, do we want to be harsh or do we want to be... Come on, second chance. We gotta have to be a little harsh here, right? This isn't even, it's not even the bloodbath that we thought we'd get before, so... You have let the city down.
Comfort has dulled you and made you not only complacent but avid. Instead of sharing your riches with the city, you covet and covet, removed from those you are supposed to rule.
Among the well-dressed crowd, someone catches your eye. A pale man with ink-dark hair, heavy eyes and a nose similar to yours. Your brother, the new patron lord of House La Grande. He makes a grand gesture, yells something only he can hear in his mind. Alfion's voice intrudes in your thoughts.
You could make an example of the situation.
These are the tenets of Dawn.
Not keen on being ignored, he pushes two valets towards you, and they begin to charge you. Okay, can't do all of them. Swat them away like flies, have the shadows stop them in their steps, gesture for them to turn around. I'm sure all would work, but we like doing the shadow thing, yeah? Have the shadows stop them in their steps. You turn their own shadows against them. All they need is your command to wrap around the legs of the valets and root them in place. Their confusion quickly turns into fear.
Return whence you came and you will not be hurt.
Panicked, they nod. You release the shadow's grip on them and they stagger back to the crowd.
Now that those pests have been taken care of.
All around you, the nobles cry out for the warden. The crowd parts to reveal Ascanio. Do they expect him to subdue you, to unveil your lies? With a smile, he bends the knee. To you. Emboldened by his trust in you, you speak once again, the only sound in the dance hall.
These are the tenets of Dawn.
Deliver them with pathos. Be crystal clear about them. Deliver them imperiously. Leave room for interpretation. Not that one. Pathos. I guess we should be clear.
You shall nurture hope. Upon seeing the urchin, the vagrant, and the starving, you will not avert your gaze, no! You will aid them so that they might live another day. You shall cherish understanding, curb ignorance, spread knowledge, and the city will flourish. Remember, what you wish upon others, you wish upon yourself.
You lock eyes with the valets that tried to hurt you.
As these two just showed. Now go, bathed in her splendor.
Just as you pause to breathe in, your vision darkens and a voice roars in your mind.
Such a spectacle is no match for the glory of the abyss, the darkest hour.
The whisper, power to be, rips itself away from you much like a scab would, but it cannot exist outside of you, outside of the abyss. It wanes, dispersed like ashes in the wind, and your vision returns to you through a pounding ache in your eyes.
Go and deliver her word.
Alphion's ensorcelment shatters like glass, and the crowd's cries form a cacophony that is too much for you to bear. Before you can show any more weakness, a pool of shadows bubbles underneath your feet and swallows you whole. Your body is undone, turned into darkness, and only your mind is left. It's Ascanio's doing. You slither over the cracks in the wooden boards of the floor, crawl over the wall and spill out of the window over the foliage. Pulled along, you coil around pebbles and mud until it's time to climb the wheels of a carriage. Once you're inside, the shadows spit you out on the plush lining of the seats.
Well, that was rude. You could have asked me before dragging me with you.
She needed an escape, and I knew she'd want you at her side. He is correct. You find refuge in Alphion's arms, still shaken. The soul that was guiding me left without granting me power.
Do not let that sour your victory, my love. You are radiant just like dawn. That well-dressed rabble needed the stern tone you reserved for them.
You finally allow yourself to smile. I am exhausted. A great clamour comes from the forest, the barking of dogs, the tremor of hoofs. The hunters are back to the dance, back to hear of her word.
I could take you back to Carolisi if you wish.
What of Alest and Silas? The crunching of gravel announces someone's presence. Out of breath, Alest leans against the carriage.
Yes, what of me?
Her head pokes through the open window.
You made it.
I ran out as soon as I saw you disappear. Where's Silas? She told me she wanted to stay, that the chaos was the perfect excuse to snoop around some more. More and more are leaving the villa. If you don't depart now, the gates will be stuck. Alest exchanges a couple of words with the coachman and switches places with Ascanio.
It's a bit of a tight fit with me in here, isn't it? Apologies.
Ascanio, are you not coming back with us?
Someone has to deal with the aftermath.
Yeah, good that it's not us. Ascanio rolls his eyes, but doesn't deny it. Farewell. With loud neighs, the carriage moves. You lean onto Alphion, who welcomes you in his arms. You must have many questions for me, Alest. I know better than to ask them to someone who's falling asleep as she's talking. She winks at you. Cherish understanding, That steals a chuckle out of you. Any hope the matron lady will leave you alone after what just happened?
For the moment, yes, but I am sure I will soon have to answer to her.
One thing I must know, however. The Lady of Dusk, will she also walk among us as well?
I'm sure she will, but you know her. She does have a wicked sense of humor.
That she does. The words sound so distant. Alphion's scent is comforting. The plush inside of the carriage welcomes you like a bed would, and the clopping of the horses becomes a lullaby. Your slumber is disturbed by a gentle voice. You find yourself in your room at the refrain, curled around Alphion. I'm wondering, is there any more fallout we're gonna get, or did we do good? Because I expected that finale to be a little different, but then again we went with a more pacifistic route, I guess. So I'll take it, like I'm not complaining, just it's almost too good to be true, you know? Okay, in front of you, Aichi lowers her hood to look at you.
Couldn't you have waited until daybreak?
Alfeon is awake too, and sits up. The Abyss told me it was paramount I found you. Wasn't the dance supposed to last 2 days? You're still in a less stress. What of the darkest hour? Alfeon exchanges a nervous glance with you. Let him explain, or do the talking yourself. I don't think it makes much of a difference, but I mean, it was our choice, so we should talk. We met the Prodigal one, Achi. Ascanio is his name. He didn't hurt you, did he? We simply talked. Describe his boundless desire to do good, tell her about his impressive deeds, put emphasis on his simmering rage, focus on the pain that has guided him for centuries. Oh, all interesting angles. The first instinct with her would be to go with the rage, but then again, she is also trying to do good, to save who she can. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Describe his boundless desire to do good.
He's certainly unlike what you imagine him to be.
Within Ascanio, there is a boundless desire to make a difference. A curious choice of words. Alfeon, show him to me. Alfeon's eyes steal the moonlight to glow like the depths of the abyss. Her own eyes are unfocused and lost for a moment, until her thoughts return to her and a wolfish grin spreads across her face. You let his lies sway you? Her voice is low and dangerous. With a panicked smile of someone cornered, Alfeon turns to you. He didn't lie to us, Atri. We can turn falsehood into reality, Atri, or the truth of the abyss is not what's best for the city. All of these are kind of true, but how do we want to sell it? I guess the truth of the abyss is not what's best for the city. Because that's the whole thing I was going with for the longest time here, so yep. It does not need to be bathed in blood. We can give hope to the worthy and punish the wicked, and we are creatures of darkness, forever petrified in time after our last breath, undead, unliving. You want to be seen as the flaming herald of the sun when it is the opposite of your nature. We were robbed of what makes mortals, so that we could be impartial judges and executioners of its will, not some false goddess.
So you say, will you insist on getting your hands dirty on behalf of those too scared to do so themselves? Why take on burdens too heavy for the heavens if the skies are empty? Why ease the fears of mortals if they're unfounded?
The idea of the ladies gives mortals fortitude. That doesn't make it any less of a lie. She steps back into the shadows. I will be back. Farewell.
Wait, Atri.
She's gone.
She ambushed me before I could come up with something proper to tell her. Typical. And once she realized she couldn't win, she retreated. Bah.
He lies back down.
You know, I was almost afraid Ascanio himself would show up while we were talking about him.
Is he gonna show up now? He's not around, is he?
He is shrewd enough to avoid Atri by avoiding us. How are you feeling, by the way?
Okay, before we move on, that didn't go too well with Atri, but also I didn't quite expect her to accept immediately, I guess. Like, that's why I would have wanted her there with Ascanio, but then again, maybe that would have ended worse. So, I don't know, maybe it's better to tell her now that we have already made the decision and she cannot sway us. Not that she would have really been able to, I don't think. But yeah, maybe she'll come around.
How are you feeling, by the way?
Better. I don't know what made me so exhausted. Well, do we still have our powers? Because I am not quite sure how to understand, like how to that exchange with the Abyss. Why are we so exhausted? Like, is that just the whole thing? Like the Abyss doing something? Or is it the Abyss making us mortal? That's what I'm not sure about right now, but I would have hoped that one of the other envoys would have mentioned it by now, so... Well. He pulls you closer in an embrace.
Your eyes look tired still. Tomorrow will be a big day. We should rest as much as we can.
Okay. I thought that might go on a bit longer, but then again, yeah, we're tired. 2 curt knocks on the door awaken you. Next to you, Alphion is suffused with the golden light of the morning, breathtakingly beautiful as only he can be.
The Laverna await your judgment.
Right. They are still around. It's Ascanio.
It's barely daybreak. All the more reason to act. I will meet you downstairs once you are ready to leave.
You hear him walk away. Rise and shine, Elfiano. Not a morning person. Not a morning person.
Not when he's the one waking me up.
His braids are splayed on your pillow like rivulets of blood. You're going back to your old hair, right? Or you like his new look? I kind of like it. I like it. You twirl one of the braids around your finger.
Like what you see?
Very much, yes. As much as you'd like to fool around in the washroom with him, you keep your hands to yourself and your steps light so as to not wake Elast and Brother Mattia. So if we had chosen the other one, would he have really gone back? Like, would his sprite have changed? Wondering that. As he said, like he can change his appearance, so... Ascanio is waiting for you downstairs.
Good morning.
In much higher spirits now, Alphion greets him with cheer.
I know you didn't ask, but you'll be happy to know that we survived an ambush by the Admiral herself.
She wasn't pleased with what we told her.
She has always struck me as someone who values actions more than words, which is exactly why I want you, Alphion, to facilitate a parley with her while Livera and I handle the Laverna.
Okay.
You do know she despises my very existence, right?
How misguided of her. Your existence is a gift to everyone around you. Alphion doesn't know whether to smile or frown. Ascanio is right, Alphion, or that's awfully nice of you to say, Ascanio. Yeah, let's agree with him. Ascanio is right, Alphion.
I am surprised he said it straightforward like that, but...
Okay. You smile at him, and the compliment finally sinks in.
In that case, I'll head for the rose.
He lowers himself to leave a kiss on your nose.
I'll see you there.
Once your beloved leaves the guest house, Ascanio gives you his full attention. Also, I don't quite think that's true about Atri. Like, she isn't happy with all his decisions, but I don't know, I sense some tough love there. But maybe that's just me.
I will be coming with you.
Thank you. Given the power you lost by rejecting the Abyss, it's probably for the best. Okay, so we did lose at least some power. From what I've observed, you have robbed the Laverna of their secrecy, their most lethal weapon, but do be careful still. I have seen their leader and know how to reach her. What do you intend to do with them? Eradicate them or nurture them? What does it mean? What does that even mean? Sorry if you can hear music in the background. So, were they ever a good group? Like, people like Silas came to them because they had no one else, right? But is it a good thing? Like, shouldn't we eradicate them? New to them. I don't think we've heard really anything good out of them. Like, even Silas, like, she didn't want to talk about it at first, but then she didn't really have much good to say. Like, it was her only choice. So isn't eradicate better? Because it's not like, yeah, the leader is definitely someone we have to take down, but she's not the only one who's doing shit, you know? So I need to eradicate them. Hope that's makes sense. Or is that also taking down people like Silas? That's yeah, that's what I'm afraid of, that people will be caught in the crossfire that are okay-ish, at least. So I don't know. I'm not sure what this means. I'm gonna go to eradicate them. Not all. Not Silas, not those enwept within the Laverna against their will. Thank you. Ascanio's eyes lower. Death is not something I administer lightly, but I cannot deny its effectiveness. Oh, is that what that means? That we kill all of them? We'll use the shadows to infiltrate their cove. Okay, see, now I don't like that. I thought eradicate as in the group structure, like we're breaking up the group. And maybe death upon, like, the leader or something, but... Should I go back on this? I don't like it. I'm sorry. I don't usually go back on my choices, but I wasn't quite sure what I was choosing there. Crime and punishment, indeed. So, that's new to them. I'm doubting myself so much, I'm so sorry. Okay, let's try this one. Wicked as they are, they could teach the rest of the city a thing or two. Wait. You want to rehabilitate them? A change in leadership might be enough. Someone to stir them towards grand mercantile ambitions instead of theft and murder. Someone like Renza of La Marina, an artisan first, a charlatan second. Yeah, that sounds better, right? And people who still do shit, they can still get their punishment later for that. We'll use the shadows to infiltrate their cove. You close your eyes and surrender to the darkness that light creates. Your body ceases to exist, welcomed by the eager shadows. Among them, you are pure thought, free and unbridled. You can sense Ascanio within the darkness, close yet distant all the same. Together, you slither across the cobblestones, climb walls, and spill onto leaves and branches. The shadows pool in crevices, and you jump from one to another, as quick as your mind allows you to be. You head to the courtyard with a suspiciously plain door. Sounds come from the other doors, the clacking of spoons on pans, yawns, prayers, but only deadly silence awaits beyond the Laverna's accursed entrance. You slide into the small gap underneath to be welcomed by pure darkness. Man, do I have doubts about all my choices, but just killing everyone that is not like Scylla seems a bit overboard. Maybe. Like, yeah, like the example she had with Renza. Like, would we just also kill people like her? I don't know. The spiraling staircase carved into the soft rock is familiar to you, and so are the tunnels and their iron bars. Despite the early hour, the Laverna keep their space patrolled. The guards are hopelessly bored. One is sharpening her dagger, another is carving a statuette out of a large bone. You ignore them and jump from shadow to shadow. You're not familiar enough with the layout of the maze to find the way on your first try, but it doesn't take long either. Ascanio's thoughts mingle with yours for a brief moment. He's impressed at the sophistication of the hideout. If you weren't within the shadows, the maze, the jail bars, and the guards would have been excellent deterrents. The closer you are to the cove, the greater the clamour becomes. Something's not right. Of course. Their hideout is in disarray. Corpses are strewn about in piles, and the stench of death permeates the air. Great, so we didn't have to do the killing, they did it themselves. Steel clashes against steel, and from the safety of the shadows, you move from skirmish to skirmish. They are fighting among each other. Was this maybe caused by us, alerting that Lady of Dreams? A pile of bodies walls of Laverna's private chambers. Among them, you recognize the blood-stained charms of the Lady of Dreams. You slither between the lifeless limbs to emerge on the other side, where you are welcomed by a dagger slicing the air to spear the hand you are resting on. Even Ascanio is surprised. Crazed, armed, and laughing, Laverna smashes the handle of another dagger on her stone throne.
I knew you would come.
Maybe we shouldn't have warned her. The darkness coalesces into your shape. Now that you have a nose, the smell of death is even more intense, and it mingles with the sweet notes of wine. When you raise your eyes to meet hers, Laverna's crazed laugh echoes through the cave.
You slither in the dirt like a snake, just like she said you would.
Mess with the best and die like the rest was the achievement. Yeah, maybe that was not the best outcome there back then. But oh well, not everything could have gone so well, right? Something. Well. If you didn't burrow like a worm, I wouldn't have to come down here. The Lady of Dreams, a shame you killed her. Oh. Here to strangle you, Did you kill your people? Did you kill your people?
Did you kill your people?
They could have been the snake.
Her slurred speech is filled with malice. Ascanio takes shape next to you.
She massacred her own people.
Another one! A mage! Have I not always ignored the halls? What now? What do you want now?
There's no remorse in her frenzied heart.
Remorse gets you killed, mageling.
It's the only warning she gives you before lunging towards you with her knife drawn. If it's a fight she wants, restrain her with the shadows or don't. Well, when choices come to bite you in the ass, let's try and restrain her with the shadows. Our powers are not as great anymore, right? But I mean, I could choose either. I feel like a fist fight when she has a knife isn't the best, so I'm gonna try with the shadows. Her movements are too slow, too sloppy. Like whips, the shadows coil around her limbs, searing her skin. Mid-lunge and restrained, she loses her balance, but your magic keeps her upright, with her arm outstretched to injure you.
The snakes! The snakes!
The shadows are eager to exact their revenge on her, empty her lungs, pry her teeth out, strip her tongue of wetness, twist the veins inside her in pretty braids. You let them. She falls to the ground like a bag of flesh whose contents have been ripped and rearranged. Her soul gurgles out of her lips, terrified of you for one last moment before dissipating into the abyss. Oh dear. Ascanio kneels by Laverna's corpse. After uttering a short prayer, he closes her eyes. Now that she is gone, what of the survivors? Culled by their leader, stripped of their secrecy, the Laverna must discard their old name and values if they want any hope of surviving the ire of the people. Someone like Renza might be perfect as their new leader. Right, we've kind of mentioned that to her before, right? You'll need to have a talk with Renza, eradicate the plague of the Laverna from the city, or leave them at the mercy of their infighting. We've kind of laid the groundwork with Renza, so I'm going to go with that. Is it too idealistic to think that the Laverna could shed their criminal past to grow into an illegitimate merchant company? Perhaps, but who are you if not the Lady of Hope? Indeed. You tell Ascanio of your intentions. I fear it might not be as easy as you imagine, but you have my full support. In them you see potential, from forgeries to unique designs, from extortion to bodyguarding. You see them keep some of their methods, but apply them to different purposes. The Laverna's fate is sealed. You displeased the Abyss with your rebellion, but it can't bear to loathe you. Its power courses through your veins, invigorating, addicting. You, who served the Prodigal One, pleased the Abyss with your deeds. You brought death unto the perfected one, bathed in its truth, yet blind to its glory. All returns to the Abyss. Yeah, I was wondering if that's what that meant here. The Abyss has given you a new gift. What will you do with it? Fun. I guess I'm putting it into the Enthrall Mines, but I'm also wondering why we're still here. In the sense of, I thought we'd be closer to the end. So why am I still getting a skill point? No. That's surprising, but okay. I'll take it. The stench of death is beginning to seep out of a fresh corpse. You are done here. Okay. The shadows swallow you once again, and you trace your way back to the guest house. You need some time for yourself before you are ready to face Atri and Elphion. Okay. So again, getting even another skill point alone tells me we still have a bit to go. Like I was half intending to just keep going until the end, but I feel like we might still have a little bit to wrap this up, so yeah, I'm gonna end it here today. Because like if this goes on another like 2 hours, then this will be too long. Yeah, okay, a lot happened. Ascanio. That really was a surprise. I didn't clock that at all. I think I would have been less surprised if it was Mirani. Didn't see her at all, so hopefully, I don't know if we're gonna get a wrap-up of all the characters. Because again, Mirani, we haven't seen her in a while. But yeah, at least like with Brother Mattia and stuff, I feel like we will have some talks, and Atri of course, so yeah. Even if I run into the danger of maybe the next episode being very short, I don't know, I'm gonna leave it here for today. So, as always, I'd appreciate if you'd let me know your thoughts, what would you have chosen there. Yeah, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye bye.